Hey y'all, it's Kiki. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, so the video before this, the random rant video, I was basically talking about how lately I've been feeling like life has been very boring, or I just been feeling like ain't nothing really been going on. And so a few days after I shot that, I recorded that video, I was sitting in my bed and I was like, okay, maybe I do understand why I'm feeling like life has been stagnant, or I feel like ain't really nothing been going on. And it's because I'm in the era of just I said I was in my chill era, or my boring season, but in reality now it's just time to simply just exist and just do everything that I wanted to do. I was going through my comments yesterday on that video. The perfect explanation for what I was going through, somebody put it on my video. I'll put it on the screen. But basically they said, you are basically out of survival mode, so now it's time to thrive. And that, I don't know why I couldn't think of it, or maybe it's because I didn't realize that I had been in survival mode. So when you come out of it, you feel well, what the hell, what's next? So I looked up survival mode, and it says survival mode is another term for continuous unresolved stress, also known as chronic stress. And then it also said, if you've got so much happening in your life that you feel you're barely making it through each day, you may be living in survival mode, caused by all kinds of stressors. Survival mode can leave you feeling constantly on edge, exhausted, and unsettled, right? Basically, I was just writing in my notes, just putting some bullet points and how I was feeling. So I'm gonna just tell y'all what I wrote, and then we can just go from there. I wrote, I am fully embracing who I am right now in this era of my life. I don't need to be perfect. I don't need to be on 24/7. I just need to be. I don't need to sit around contemplating my next move or waiting for the next test to come my way, or the next task. I just need to exist in the now, and whenever it's time for that next level of evolution to take place, I'll be ready for it because I trust myself and I trust God. I feel like everything that has gone on through life kind of just sets you up for the next chapter, or the next situation that's about to happen. So in the past, I would feel like I need to know what's about to happen so that I can know exactly what to do, what to say, where to be. Excuse me. And so now that I'm in this mode of just being, and I don't know what's coming next. Hey y'all, so I'm editing the video right now, but I felt like I needed to put this part in because I didn't say this. So right here, I'm talking about how I'm trying to just get used to existing, but I think it's mostly because growing up, I was so used to always kind of being guided and kind of being told what I should do and what I shouldn't do. And now that I'm finally alone and on my own, and I'm completely in control of my own decisions, it's just a bit new to me. So it's not that I'm afraid of living, it's that I just don't even know even what to do, because this is one of the first times that I actually get to be in the driver's seat of my own fucking life without anybody's say so, or just anybody's influence. So I just wanted to put that out there. The only thing I have left to do is just trust that everything that I've been through, or everything that I've gone through, has set me up to be able to handle whatever comes next. And then most importantly, if I feel like I don't have all of my trust in myself, then that's what God is for. You know what I'm saying? If I can't trust in myself, then I'm just gonna put the rest on God, and then we just gonna leave it at that. But I think most of all, I'm learning how to exist and just experience life without fear, without anxiety, without stress, sadness, depression, or anything like that. And as crazy as it sounds, you might think bitch, well, it's normal to just exist without those things. But majority of my life, I've had anxiety, which led to depression, and that's a feeling of a deep sadness. So more of my life has had those feelings than it hasn't. So I kind of got used to that. So then when you get out of that, it's damn. I can't explain it. But that's where I am right now. I'm trying to get myself out of trying to predict the future or predict what's about to happen next. I'm always trying to play like fortune teller. I'm always trying to come up with like what the conversation is gonna be like, who I'm gonna run into, where I'm gonna run into them, you know, like. And the fact of the matter is, I'm no psychic. I am not a psychic. I'm not a fucking prophet. I don't know what's gonna happen next. All I know is I just have to be. And it's easier said than done when you haven't been used to just being, but whatever. So basically, when I was in survival mode, I did a number of things that I am trying to break myself out of the habit of doing. So, for example, one of them was I had a habit of overanalyzing my behaviors and trying to like label myself or like diagnose myself right there in that moment, instead of just allowing whatever was happening just to happen and then pass. So, for example, this is perfect. The weekend, that same weekend that I shot the random rant video, I remember I was just sitting at home. It was Sunday, and I was just bored. That's it. I was just bored. But instead of just realizing that that's just what that was, or instead of just getting up and finding something to do, I started trying to figure out why I was bored or why I was feeling that way. So I started thinking, okay, maybe I'm about to be depressed. Oh my God, I think depression is on its way, or I think I'm about to be sad, or am I about to have a fucking anxiety attack? Like, what is about to happen? I have a habit of like trying to label so many things, or trying to make something be wrong with me when in reality ain't shit wrong, girl. You just bored. Like, but I also want to say that sometimes when you bored, that's just what peace feels like in a lot of cases. Like, maybe you aren't bored, maybe you just have not ever had peace and you never felt peace. So when you get into it, because it feels so unfamiliar and so new to you, you don't know what it is, so you're trying to put a name on it, when in reality you just are existing in what you've been praying for and hoping for. In the past, I will find myself just sitting around waiting for the next fight or the next negative situation to hit, because I felt like, okay, you know how when you watch a movie, right, and it gets, maybe this is like a scary movie or a thriller or something like that, or for example, perfect example, if you watch Jumanji with Kevin Hart and The Rock, right? And throughout the movie, when they get into the actual game, it'll get real quiet, and then you will start hearing them drums, right? That's what it will feel like. I started feeling like, okay, bitch, the monkeys is coming. The Jaguars are on their way. Like, they coming with the motorcycles. They coming. Like, so I need to get ready. But in reality, there's nothing to get ready for. And I think the reason why I do that is, of course, because of my past, but also too, when I would spend my time on social media, you have certain people who their whole content or their whole page is just fear mongering, right? So you have these people who pop up on your For You page and they say shit like, you need to get ready to buy a year's worth of food and a year's supply of toilet paper and paper towels and water and things like that, because a war is coming. World War III is about to happen. They're about to get us. Like, make sure you have everything you need to survive. And it's like, who is telling y'all this? Who is giving y'all this information to tell y'all that the end times is coming? Who told y'all that? So for a long time, anyways, I'm getting off track, but for a long time, whenever I would get into the modes of it's too quiet, it's too peaceful, and it seems too good to be true, then I'll start trying to look for the next situation that's about to happen. When in reality, girl, it's not about to happen. And the more you look for it, it might just find you. So you might not want to look for it to begin with. You might want to stop looking for the fights and the wars and the shit to fear and the scary moments. You might want to stop that. Also, too, I had a lot of people in my personal life who are extremely like paranoid, and they have so much anxiety, and they just live their lives in fear. Lord have mercy. They just live their lives in fear. And so sometimes the way that they live life will like bleed onto me, and then I'll find myself thinking the same way that they think. But that's a matter of just getting the people away from you, and that's another topic for another day. when it came to like me trying to predict the future, I am a big daydreamer, but it's never of situations that's like, how can I say this? Everybody's daydreams, fantasies, whatever is different, right? But whenever I am in those moments when I find myself like daydreaming, I'm always daydreaming about the future, and I'm always imagining the woman that I want to be, like the woman that I see myself being. And of course, who I see in my mind is not who I am right now, right? They're not extremely far off, but they're not one. So whenever I would have these daydreams and then I snap back into reality, I think sometimes it makes me dislike my reality because I feel like I need to be there. I need to be that woman that I see in my head. But right now, I think I'm just learning to accept that I am where I am right now, and there's nothing wrong with that. Regardless, life is a fucking journey. That's a fact. So, of course, over time, you grow and you evolve and you learn things, you become wiser. I have to get present in the moment, and I have to remind myself of where I was and where I am now. I think sometimes I get so caught up in where I want to be that I don't acknowledge where I was and how far I done came. Like, I've grown so much, I've changed so much, I've evolved so much, I've learned so much. And I know for a fact that my behaviors in the past and my behaviors in the present are so much more different that sometimes I just forget to like give myself a pat on the back, or I forget to be a bit nicer to myself, or just be a bit more understanding or accepting of who I am right now. So I guess I could just say that I am very aware of who I want to be and where I want to be, but at the same time, I'm also accepting where I am right now. And that's okay. And being very much okay with that. I don't know why I'm so hard on myself. You would think that the way that I place expectations on myself, you would think that I am the most laziest, the most bummiest, the most, what's the word? Just the most incompetent ass person in the world. And it's like, girl, where are you getting this from? Who told you that? Where are you getting this from? Like, the next thing that I wanted to talk about is how now that I know for a fact that I am out of survival mode, how freeing that is, and how like I'm trying to embrace my freedom without having a fear of like some off the wall ass consequence or something like that. Fear is a motherfucker. I already talked about this, but fear is a motherfucker. But hold on. I was on TikTok and I was watching this guy's TikTok. I think his name is like TC or something like that. Hold on, because I don't want to say his name wrong. Hold on. AG was his name. AG is his name on TikTok. But basically he was making a video about how like it's just important to like start leaning into your freedom and just say fuck the fear. And that's not exactly what he said, but that's what I got out of it. It's to lean into your freedom and say fuck the fears. The world is your fucking oyster. It's like, what is it that you cannot do? It's so much out here that you can do, you can get into. It's so many things that you can accomplish. It's so many things that you can do, especially if you are solo dolo by yourself. Like if you are single and you have like no distractions, absolutely no distractions, there is nothing that can stop you from getting or going where you want to go. So I just feel like right now I'm very much out of worrying, and I'm leaning into prospering. I'm leaning into, bitch, it's my time and I'm finna do what I want to do and I'm finna turn up. And nobody's gonna stop me. Not a fucking soul. Unless Jesus come back and say stop, then I'll stop. But other than that, there's no human on this planet that's gonna stop me. Point blank period. The last thing that I wanted to cover was the fact that, okay, let me just tell y'all. I'm just tell y'all like a really quick story, and then I'm gonna get to the point. Basically, when I was in high school, I wanted to be a part of, I was a cheerleader in high school, but my senior year, I didn't cheer, but I wanted so badly to be a part of the dance team in my high school. And I wanted to do it so bad, but I ended up not doing it simply because I allowed somebody's opinions about it to get in my head. So, it's not really that happened. And also, another thing is, when I graduated high school, I ended up getting accepted into Texas Southern University. I got my acceptance letter and everything, and I was getting ready to like sign up, you head down, you know, do my dorms and shit like that. But I allowed somebody to give me their opinion and get in my head. So I said all of that to say, when I look back on, it's not a whole lot of things that I wanted to do that I didn't do, but those are just two things that I could think of that I really wanted to do so badly, but I stopped because somebody else convinced me not to. But when I think of the shit that I wanted to do and somehow didn't do it, I have just made this big ass promise to myself that no matter what, I would much rather go after something and fail at it than to never ever try and then live with regret. I think the worst feeling in the world to have is a feeling of regret. Like this lady, I think she became Miss America or Miss USA or something like that. I believe she was, maybe she was in the military. I don't know. Long story short, she ends up becoming, she ends up going after something that she wants and she ends up winning it. But I think she had heard no in the past. Either she was being denied of trying out for it, or she just was losing. But eventually she ended up winning. And one of the things she said was, don't be afraid of failure, be terrified of regret. And it didn't hit me until I sat back and realized that there was a few things in my life that I wanted to do so badly. But I let someone else's fear take over me. And now at the age of 25, about to be 26, I look back and I have regrets about it. And that's not the way. Listen, the feeling of regret is just, I can't even explain what that feels like, but I just know from here on out, I never want to have that feeling ever again. So when I say I'm leaning into freedom and I'm leaning into just doing what the hell I want to do, I don't give a fuck. Listen, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I mean this from my soul, and I want y'all to hear me when I say this. I don't give a fuck how dumb I look. I don't give a fuck if I look stupid. I don't give a damn if I look crazy. I don't give a damn if somebody is thinking, here this bitch go again, or this bitch back at it. I really don't care, because if it's something that I want to do, I'm going to do it, because I much rather know that it was something that I had been dying to do and I have that memory of doing it, versus I'm just sitting back watching everybody else do it because I'm too scared to get up and do it myself. That's the last thing that I wanted to say is, I had basically sometimes, y'all, the feeling of regret kind of like haunts me in my sleep. Like I can be dreaming and I can like be in my dream and then see like the acceptance letter from TSU and then realize I never went. So like that feeling of regret will fuck me up. Like it fucks me up. So I just had to make it my mission that no matter what I do in my life, I'm going to do any and everything that I want to do. And I do not care. I don't care how I look about it. I do not care. Life too damn short. With that being said, if you are in survival mode or if you are out of survival mode and you don't know what the hell to do and you don't know what to do with your life, do whatever you want to do. That's what you do with your life. You do whatever the hell you want to do. With that being said, that's all for this video. Don't forget to comment down below and let me know what y'all think. I love to read y'all comments. I love to read y'all's comments. So let me know what y'all think. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm almost at 700 subscribers. Last time I checked, I was at 695, so I'm almost at 700. The goal is to hit 1,000 before I want to hit 1,000 before my birthday. My birthday is in July, so I want to hit 1,000 subscribers before my 26th birthday. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.